live with some of the people who you're doing startups with. You moved out. I paid big bucks to help send you to fancy Haverford College. Where have you learned more? In 2 years since you graduated, or in 4 years at the expense of college?
I think it's like been 4 since graduation, but in those 4 years, in those, without question, learned so much more from the workforce than in school. I question whether or not I would send my own kids to college when that time comes.
You quit a job to try these experiments.
Yeah.
One is a company that will scan your body for moles and send it to a doctor?
Yeah, so it's called Constellation. It tracks moles as they change for early detection of skin cancer. It's 2014, yet dermatologists are recommending that you draw little mole maps of your body. And if you can tell me anybody who really does that, I'll be very surprised.
Another one is feedback.
It turns every customer interaction into an experiment. It's really, we have all these smartphones in our pockets, and every time a business interacts with a customer, right now that data just walks out the door. It's a tool that really helps those businesses capture that, and sometimes they reward the customer for doing so.
And Ocho?
Ocho is absolutely an experiment. In the same way that Instagram made everybody a better photographer, Ocho makes everybody a better videographer, and that one will be launching very soon.
Well, I'm skeptical, but I certainly wish you luck, of course. Now, Radha, you've already had a bunch of successes. This early morning dance thing, people actually get up at 6 in the morning and go to a 7 a.m. dance party?
Yeah, you know, it was one of those things that we started as an experiment. I think all of us are looking for exciting ways to continue that sort of that nightlife mentality, but do it in a wholesome way. And so we said, what if we started this experiment and launched this early morning party called Daybreaker, where people break the day at 7 a.m. and dance their faces off before work starts, and drink coffee, tea, green juice in lieu of alcohol, and mix and mingle with like-minded entrepreneurs or artists.
People pay $20 a head.
$25 a head, yeah.
And it's growing?
It comes with a lot. And yeah, it's growing tremendously. We're launching all over the world. We have calls from New Delhi, calls from Tel Aviv, Japan, Tokyo, just all over the world.
Now, if you think Radha looks familiar, it's because her twin sister was once on this show. Together they started a business called Super Sprowtz that promotes vegetables to kids. They get celebrities to play along. Here's Shaquille O'Neal.
My favorite vegetable is broccoli because it makes me super strong. What's your superpower?
Come on, no kids are going to eat a vegetable because he does that.
You wouldn't tell me that if you weren't playing with Colby Carrot over here, that you wouldn't think about eating a vegetable. See, Colby Carrot has super sight because carrots are good for your eyes. So kids actually learn through story, through superpowers, why vegetables are good for you. And we found that experiment actually was a very, very resounding success.
I don't believe it.
Let me give you some proof. In cafeteria lunchrooms, we wrapped the cafeteria salad bars with bright, colorful artworks, gave the lunch ladies, these disgruntled lunch ladies, hand puppets to remind kids to eat their superpowers at the salad bar. Footsteps from the lunch line to the salad bar with a TV screen next to it. And Cornell sent researchers to actually measure the before and after effects. And it was a 250% increase in children eating vegetables because of our experiment and our program.
Alex, he says you're one of the most experimental people in the clan. You left college to go work, and you talked your way onto The Price is Right.
I'd never seen a full episode before going on, but I'd seen clips of it and how hard could it be. I pull an all-nighter the night before final exams, figure out how the show works, realize there's a little loophole in the statistics, focus my energy on that, went the next day, executed my strategy, won the entire Showcase Showdown, won a sailboat, sold the boat, and that's how I funded my book.
And for your book, you're interviewing famous people, and you've actually gotten to Lady Gaga and Bill Gates?
Well, it wasn't easy.
You just keep writing emails?
No, so there's some ways you can experiment. I've done cold emails and it's worked. Done cold emails and it doesn't work. Warm introductions, I've chased people down the sidewalk.
What do you mean chase people down the sidewalk?
For Peter Gruber, the former CEO of Sony Pictures, he had just finished a speaking engagement.
Clearly you're a stalker, wasn't he kicked off?
Well, do you know what the difference between a stalker is and me? Intention.
And one of the things that you guys do with dozens of your other friends experimenting is Burning Man. in the desert.
Oh yeah.
What's the point of that experiment?
You have all these people that are coming into one place, and they build these remarkable art pieces, and it's all based on the idea that at the end it comes down and it's burned down. So it's very much about the process and not the outcome, which is very different than the world we live in, and it creates this sort of very interesting and very friendly, community-driven world.
Well, thank you, Max, Rada, Alex, and the Super Sprouts. Go eat your vegetables. Next,
Where's your...
the smartest Stossel of the family. And no, it's not me.